Brilliance Audio.
Someone Else's Life by Lyn Liao Butler. Performed by Angela Lynn. The moment Annie Lynn opened the door of the ohana, she wanted to slam it shut again. Their neighbor, Kalani Pang, waved at her from across the street with as much enthusiasm as a teenage cheerleader. "Annie! Aloha!" Kalani's booming voice wafted across the warm air toward Annie, along with the fragrance of the plumera flowers that dotted Annie's father's property. He'd been letting Annie and her family stay in the guest cottage behind the main house since they'd moved to Kauai from New York after the New Year. Annie closed her eyes briefly, taking a breath to brace herself. It wasn't even 10 in the morning yet, and she was still groggy from a restless night. She opened her eyes and turned to run back inside, manners be damned, only to slam into her son and husband on their way out.
"Mommy, what are you doing?"
Finn asked, squinting up at her in the bright sunlight. He hugged his bear, hot chocolate, close to him. He never went anywhere without it, not since that August day almost 6 months ago. Annie didn't answer and glanced over her shoulder. She stifled a groan when she saw Kalani crossing the street toward them. Their neighbor's chipper energy was soul-sucking, and Annie's soul was already as hollow as a GI tract after a colonoscopy. Thank goodness she still had a few years at 42 for one of those. Add a hangover, and she'd much rather have opened the door to find a serial killer, to be honest. "You want to go grab a coffee?" Kalani asked when she'd made it to their side. She pouted her full lips into a smile. "You've been living here for over a month, and we still haven't gotten together." The sunlight bounced off Kalani's shiny black hair, so that the waves flowing to her low back rippled like lava down an active volcano. "I can't. I'm on my way to volunteer at the shelter." Glad for a legitimate excuse, Annie raised her hands to her own dull black hair, which she'd wound up into a messy bun. "Your wife's too busy for me," Kalani said to Brody, who was watching their exchange with an amused smile. "Oh, Annie started to say, but stopped when Kalani burst into laughter. "I'm just kidding." Kalani's hair swayed as she laughed. "But seriously, we need to get together soon. Our kids might get married one day." She beamed at Finn. "Want to come over when Layla gets home from preschool?" Finn had gone over to play with Kalani's 3-year-old daughter a few times without Annie. In another life, she would have enjoyed getting to know Kalani while their kids played, but now there was no way she could handle the social niceties needed to engage with a woman during a playdate. She would rather go an entire year without alcohol. Wait, no, she wouldn't. She'd need the wine.
"Can't,"
Finn said.
"Daddy's taking me to—"
He broke off and glanced at Brody, his forehead creased and bottom lip caught between his teeth. He carried too much burden for a little boy who had just turned 4. Annie's heart broke a little, and she reached out, but Brody had already laid a hand on Finn's shoulder and drawn him close. The smile that Kalani flashed at them was as bright as the yellow hibiscus and colorful bird of paradise flowers that lined the walkway from the lanai to the driveway. "Okay, well, then have a great day, all of you." She pointed at Annie, who froze. "And we'll catch up soon. You can't avoid me forever." With another tinkling laugh, she turned and practically glided down the driveway. Annie watched Kalani cross the street to her house, hidden behind a line of swaying palm trees. "Busted," she muttered under her breath.